am James Corden. I look like a dude you went to high school with. He just looks so normal, doesn't he? He looks like a background character.
Yeah, and that's where he should have stayed. He should have stayed as a background character because he's so fucking stupid.
I don't know what the fuck his gimmick is. Like, Jimmy Fallon, he laughs a lot. He used to, and he had like a career on SNL before. Jimmy Kimmel, he was, I don't even fucking know. But like he has more of a presence, I guess. Conan, Conan was, I think he was like self-depreciative, sort of like, and he was able to poke fun of himself more than like anybody.
Well, also he was wronged by Jay Leno, and so he got a lot of supporters from the whole thing. That whole thing.
I'm not familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Jay Leno was like gonna quit his show, and then this happened when we were in high school, and then Conan O'Brien was gonna be the host of it, and then Jay Leno was like, nah, just kidding, and so Conan was like, okay, fuck you, and made his own show.
Oh.
yeah.
Jeez.
Fucking who else? Who else does talk show?
There was the Ellen. I guess she wasn't late night. She was morning, huh?
Oh,
there's
morning
Colbert.
now. Yeah, Colbert. Colbert and
Trevor Noah.
Who's the other guy? Yeah,
John
Trevor
Oliver.
Noah. John Oliver. Yeah, all of them have more talent and more personality than James Corden. Like, of all late night, James Corden, he's the worst. That's why
his show just got canceled. He fucking sucks.
It got canceled?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go!
Yeah, it's done. It's over.
Yeah, I think there was like a finale.
The writer's strike happened, and everyone was like, well, okay, it's time for this to end. And I was like, yeah, it was probably time for this to end like 100 years ago when it started, but okay.
Is that strike still going on?
Oh, yeah. It's gonna go on for months, guaranteed.
When was the last one?
I remember the last one I like consciously remember was when we were in high school. That's when Scrubs got bad.
I remember it kind of like fucked with Avatar: The Last Airbender.
It fucked with everything that was on.
My mom loved that show. I didn't watch it.
It fucked everything that was on at that time.
Oh.
That's why I'm pretty happy Riverdale's all done.
It's crazy because like all those like every show almost like hinges on writing.
Yeah.
Unless you're like have like some kind of silent comedy. I guess if you're like Samurai Jack, no, even then you still have to like write how the story.
There's still a story. Yeah. Anytime you have so every show needs a story.
Yeah,
but the reason they're going on strike is because people are having AI write stuff anyway, and so they're trying
I thought it was pay as well.
It is pay. It's both of it, but it's like, hey, appreciate us. AI is not going to write good television for people, and people are going to hate it.
Yeah,
exactly.
And pay us more because we write good television. Like, what are you doing?
I'm sure we're gonna have like a infinite monkeys and infinite typewriters situation with AI, where like there's gonna be like one hit show, with it, and then
probably because it'll be the first of its kind, and it'll be super fucking weird and bizarre, so people will be curious. But it just like not every TV show can be that. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, man, and like so much of like what writers do, like the story threads and like stuff that's going to be carried on in later seasons, it's most of the time it's like not even in notes. It's just like a verbal understanding that you want it to connect back in this way with like the other writers at the table, and it's like, well, you're not just losing like human artists and like people like that, but you're also losing the repository of what has been building up for what has been intended.
You're ruining
for the show.
storytelling because an AI is not always gonna pick up the threads that it's put down. Like there's like storytelling is like very human, so like I don't think AI is going to be able to accomplish it very well.
Who knows though?
It cannot.
That
it
Lord of
cannot
the
do it
Rings show
consistently.
is going forward without writers. Like they just straight up were like, we don't need them, so that's gonna be fun.
I guess there's source
Wow.
material to get from, but like,
But who's gonna write it?
you know,
There's source material to go from, but who's gonna write the script? It's written as book form. It's not written as script form. Like it's you still need writers. So it's just gonna be a bunch of elves and like hobbits in a fucking like wandering around not doing anything because there's no story because no one's writing anything. It's gonna be funny. It's gonna be very interesting to see how it plays out.
I mean, there's always a fear of like automation taking over jobs, you know, but like automation taking over creativity is really bizarre.
This is like the jobs that it shouldn't be able to take over. The second you take creativity away from people, it's like very scary. And I don't like think that there should be a lot of like,
who knows? Maybe it'll.
if it's stuff that should just be automated and should just be done by machines, like that should just happen. I don't think that we should look at that as people losing jobs. It's like an opportunity for people to get better jobs, because if a computer can do it and do it like better and faster, then that makes sense. But if it like creativity is so different. Yeah, we're gonna get some shit shows for a while. It's gonna be fun.
AI assisted stuff is kind of cool. Like I've seen this one. It was like an animating one where it would, if you like colored in all of your keyframes, like the AI would color in the rest of the frames to like save time, which is kind of neat.
I could see it like helping aid you. It just can't take over for you. That's where the problem is, I think. I think something aiding you is okay, but like...
Then what happens to the poor? They just stay poor.
Well, that's what America
like,
wants anyway, so it's gonna happen.
You know, fucking Space 2001 Space Odyssey?
I know
feel like
of
I've
it,
seen
yes.
Yeah, is it called 2001 Space Odyssey? I don't know.
Yes, it is.
Anyways, like, shitty movie, right, with like great visuals.
That's all I've heard, is that it's such a shit movie, but it looks beautiful.
Yeah, but like, I mean, like that's the classic, where, you know, fucking AI takes over, like, and humans always need to be at the helm of something. We cannot create the fucking hellbox from the dystopian novel. Don't create the hellbox. You know?
We are proud to announce that we have created the Hellbox.
Exactly.
Influenced by the book, Don't Create the Hellbox.
We've gotta read. We gotta play the game.
Yeah,
We have to.
because I was gonna keep going.
We keep doing these like 30-minute tangents, and we gotta read.
Anywho. Hi everyone, hope you enjoyed that talk about AI. I'll leave it all in. Well, most of it in. I guess that counts for something if I can get Kenji to admit that maybe two women may not be so bad after all. I'll take it, especially if it allows me to slip out of this conversation. I didn't realize how much time had gone by. Try to run through my usual morning routine as quickly as possible. I check my watch again as I leave the dorms and see that I'm already late. Fortunately, the rest of the day goes more smoothly, and after classes are over, I head to meet with Shizune again. Behind the school, I catch her leaning against a completed stand with parts of it still flecked with bits of paper and tape. Remnants of signs from the last time it was used. Absentmindedly spinning a nail in her hand, she hadn't noticed me yet. The temptation to sneak up on her is unbearable. Years of watching foreign wildlife documentaries have prepared for this. I am downwind, conditions are favorable. However, the more I think about it, the more it seems like a bad idea. Remember that time we talked about cicadas for a long time?
Yeah.
That was fun. If get caught halfway, I'll look like an idiot, and if she doesn't know it's me, I could end up with an injury. Either way, I'll also look a little insensitive, so it would probably be best not to try anything funny. As disappointing as it is. Walk in front of her, startling her a little. Why so surprised that I catch you slacking off, XD?
No, I was just taking a break.
You don't look like you even broke a sweat. That's some break there, President. Shizune's eyes dart back and forth momentarily, and I think I've managed to fluster her. There's exasperation on her face and a little tension as well, but she can't back down. That would be unthinkable for her. Her fingers dance across each other impatiently.
You're acting competitive today. Are you trying to get my blood boiling? Do you want to make it a contest? We'll race to see who can construct the most stalls by sundown.
No, I'm teasing you, that's okay. It's not a real student council if you can't teach student council president a little. You agree, don't you?
Just like our actual government. Listen, the fucking president is put there so that people can get mad at someone.
Yeah. It's fun. It's a fun job.
This isn't in the student council charter, so it isn't true.
There is no charter. At least I don't think there is. The only thing they pledge loyalty to are a stack of takeout menus.
Anyways, it's good that you're finally here, even if you could have been earlier. Pick up a hammer and we'll resume where we left off.
As we work assembling stalls again, I slowly realize that it's really much less work than I would have expected. In fact, according to Shizune, we should have been done by the end of the day with little luck. The last time
I'm sorry I'm not doing the Chills voice. I kind of fucked up my voice from doing Kenji last episode.
Aw, it's okay.
Yeah.
The last time I did something like this for them, it took her, Misha, and myself almost 4 days to do it. Can't just be my imagination. You know, this doesn't seem like that much work.
Because it isn't.
Oh, that answer leaves me wanting a little more, knowing that it isn't the best. Shizune puts down her hammer to elaborate. Oops, her hammer.
My hammer.
It would be impossible for two people to do that much work in less than a week. The truth is that I don't dismantle half the stalls, I just store them someplace else. Actually, more like I hide them in plain sight.
Ooh.
She waggles a finger mischievously.
She waggling.
But that's a secret, and it's not proper to reveal the tricks of the trade.
You're not a magician. Winking, she takes out 2 plastic containers from her bag, then puts them down on a nearby board before raising her hand slightly as if to say, ta-da!
Oh really? Check under your foreskin.
Just a bunch of coins fall out. Ah!
So much yen!
I made lunch today for the both of us. You can have this one. The food shifted in my bag and now some of it is mixed together.
Oh no, I'm circumcised! She hands me one of the containers. I open it. It looks delicious, if a little simple. She hands me a pair of chopsticks as if she had just remembered to, and I eat what looks like some grilled beef. It's very tasty. You don't like your food touching other food?
Is she autistic?
I do not.
No, I think it's kind of an Asian thing. Have you noticed like their food is usually like ingredients separated, not all
like
mixed
in
together?
the little, that's also an autistic thing, I think.
Am I speaking truth, Joe, or do I sound racist and ignorant?
Well, they have their little bento boxes, which is all separated.
Yeah, their bento box is like separated. I guess to a certain extent there are some meals where they're like separated like that, and like restaurants also do that with like very fancy plating like that.
Yeah, my first thought was ramen, where like everything isn't mixed in, you know, like it's all laid on top of the ramen bowl, sort of like packaged together.
But that's really more for presentation stuff.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
She's autistic.
Okay. You're very picky.
I'm autistic.
Sometimes I mix food of my own, but not always and not everything. I don't like when it's done for me. What's important is the choice.
She points decisively to emphasize it and then breaks her chopsticks apart to eat her own meal. As I continue to eat, I notice 2 things. The first is that almost everything I'm eating besides the rice is fried. Even the vegetables are fried. And there's so much meat. Does she eat this kind of stuff all the time? Wonder how she manages to stay so thin in spite of
She's
it.
building all these fucking stalls by herself.
Second thing I notice is that I can't talk to her while eating. Talking with your mouth full is a little rude anyway, but...
Oh yeah, that does make communicating while eating food way different. I just have never thought about it until now.
But with our hands holding our chopsticks and bowls, communicating between us is impossible, just like yesterday. Even though we're spending time together, even though I took the time to learn sign language, it feels like I'm talking to her less. Despite that, it also feels like I'm understanding her more. I hear the sound of something tapping against one of the stands and look up to see Lily standing off to my side.
We're gonna get a cat fight.
Feeling her way around with a cane.
Autism versus ADHD.
Fight! I never really catch myself before I can say, didn't see you there.
Oh, Sal! Oh, that fucking hurts. That hurts. Oh, Sal, is that you? I thought I smelled something delicious cooking, and I wondered who it might be. What did she say? What did she say?
Such a different.
That was great delivery.
Such a different voice. Oh man.
It's hard to move my hands in parallel to saying something completely different to Lily. This has to be why Misha just signs everything all the time. A bit sillier, but it seems like it would simplify things a lot. Shizune tense her fingers delightfully at my translation, as if hearing a joke.
All of this food was cooked hours ago, but for someone such as slow as yourself, who can't even turn in a piece of paper without being a week late, I guess your perception of time would have to be a little bit different.
What a cunt.
So she's serving cunt.
She is serving cunt, but not in the fun gay way.
She smiles cuntily.
She's smizing her cunt off.
Her cunts cuntily cunt down the stairs.
Yes.
That's not very nice.
No, it's not nice at all.
Frown crosses. Sorry, go on.
I'm glad that Misha is okay with being a mean girl.
Yeah, Misha's just like, I'm here to translate, and that's all I'm doing.
Don't yell at me, I'm the messenger kind of thing.
Yeah, she's just like, don't kill me, I didn't say it, I'm just telling you.
A frown crosses Lily's face in response to reply to something she didn't hear. Sorry, I'm just having a late lunch here. The student council president cooked everything.
Is the student council president here right now?
She's right here.
Bitch. I apologize, I didn't notice. Normally her level of presence is much higher. I was not aware that the student council serves lunch outdoors. Why wasn't I invited? I think that it is a good thing to have enough free time to be able to do things like this, however. What'd you say?
Just imagine you covered in sweat.
Yeah, what'd she say? Suddenly Shizune turns into like the biggest, sweatiest man. What'd she say?
What'd she say about me?
What'd she say about me? Does she want to kiss me?
If I were to invite you anywhere, you would just show up late.
Do you ever think maybe it's a little harder to get around you can't see, you dumb slut?
Yeah, but Shizune's words are outside of Lily's perception, a fact that is by the second increasingly maddening to her.
You ever think it might be harder to get around if you're blind? Skill issue.
Jesus. Yeah, she would say that though. She would. Oh, she's making you be a bitch. Oh, she's making you be a bitch.
Translate for me completely, please.
What polite phrasing. It's a shame she's essentially asking me to let her fully release the dogs of war. Still, I can't just do nothing. The feeling of being unable to even respond and be understood is so isolating. She would never forgive me. I'll just try to soften her words a little.
I would just be like, I'm done. We're done eating. I'm gonna go make a stall. Goodbye.
I gotta poo.
Yeah, he runs away. Got his shit.
I'm so horny and scared.
I have a doctor's appointment at the dentist. Ah! Well, actually, this was all cooked a while ago.
Really? That's nice. Turn over here. It's very disrespectful to not look at the person you're speaking to. That isn't the way a prim and proper lady should conduct herself.
Half of what I'm saying is really what Shizune is saying. She doesn't like it when people don't look in her direction when she's trying to make a point. She's, to the right of my voice. Although in this case I can understand why Lily wouldn't. This is a very awkward situation and it's daunting, being the sole conduit for dialogue between the two of them. So Shizune is the most ableist one here.
Yeah, she is.
Truthfully, I had forgotten what happened the last time they butted heads like this. It's clear Shizune remembers, and Lily is being pretty hostile herself in her own way.
I'm sorry, such formalities slipped my mind completely. I forgot that the student council president is the type of person who would demand such respect and adherence to the rules at all times. I suppose student government requires you to keep a tight ship? Then again, she certainly has time for her own fun as well, so that must not be completely true. Student council is not a dictatorship, nor a zero-sum game.
Shizune points at Lily with her finger out like a barrel of a gun and snaps her fingers explosively, causing her to flinch and become visibly upset. Oh, jeez.
Oh man, that's bitchy. This fucking, like, snapping in front of a blind person.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is like an evil bitch. I hate her. I do not want you to stick your dick inside of evil, but you're gonna anyway.
I'm gonna. Is that so? Then that makes it more impressive that you have been a part of it for so long, playing as if though it were one. I admire the fact that you are so tenacious to manage it all. You must be responsible as well. Not as much as I would like to be. You can't complain about yourself though, can you? You're very responsible. Actions like requesting a deadline to be extended, and then running all the way through to the next deadline. That's the very model of responsibility.
It just feels like you disliking someone for a deadline for being late is like not a great reason to hate someone.
Shizune is happy to hear that, but apparently you're pretty responsible yourself, she says.
Does she really?
No.
More or less. Lily doesn't seem very happy. We're not holding a cookout, we're just taking a little lunch break. We're actually out here building stalls for the festival.
You wouldn't know since you never go outside. Did you run out of tea?
Are you going into town shopping?
No, as I said before, I was just passing by. In case you did not hear, I would hate to interrupt the student council president. You're not doing anything now, but you must both be very busy. In any case, Asao, I'm sure that the student council president will be able to find or make work for the both of you if she needs to.
Oh.
I'll devour you!
Oh.
No. Yeah, very busy. Devour is a hard word. I'm pleased that I can read it. This isn't time to celebrate, though. Not after that. Instead, it looks like they might stop squabbling. I would drink to that.
Have a nice day, Hisao. Goodbye, student council president.
Thanks, you too.
Stay classy.
As soon as Lily leaves, Shizune dives into the remains of her lunch as quickly as possible, as if each bite she shovels away is a means of forgetting any of this ever happened. When she is done, she heads right back to hammering with the same mindset. It's good that she's working off her frustration, but now it doesn't look like she is in any mood to talk anymore.
What an unattractive person. Like, all of the things that she just did, Lily was bitchy, but she was never like... She did make one comment about hearing, but that was after multiple, like, see, you know? Oh, God. And then snapping in front of her face? What a fucking bitch.
For real?
Who created this monster?
About 2 hours later, she stops, having mowed through the rest of the stalls non-stop in that time. Still feels hard to approach her, and I think about how easily a conversation can die. After it took so long to be able to get her alone, speak to her directly, it almost hurts.
Your translation was good.
Really?
First class.
Don't ever make me do it again when you're mad.
She punctuates it with a thumbs up.
Oh, Steven hates that.
For your level. There aren't many deaf people in the school, and sign language classes have been on the edge of getting cut for a while now. I'm sure you don't have many classmates, am I right? If you're only learning sign language now, your speed is going to be limited. That is why interest in it wanes, because it takes more effort than normal just to communicate. I imagine it's the same with all languages. In such a situation, conversations in sign language are less than they would inherently be to start with.
I don't understand that word, less what?
Spontaneous. Misha's the only person who can really capture it.
Yeah, that's definitely true. Expression changes for a second and changes back too quickly to digest, but I get the feeling that this isn't meant to be pursued. Really, I really want to know is, why do you and Lily fight so much? Tensing a little, invisibly frowning, Shizune tenses her fingers and overlays them repeatedly as if shuffling an invisible deck of cards.
Two fights that you know of aren't worth calling so much. If you had been here last year, you could say that.
I heard it was rough year. Something about how you tried to institute a badge policy. Haha, surprise. Well, I want to hear more about that later, definitely. But you don't like Lily very much, do you? Don't dodge my question.
I'm not dodging anything. She was part of the student council last year. We didn't get along very well. She wanted to keep doing things like the old student council did. The old student council was just so ineffectual. It was stupid, insulting. I wanted to do more, and we had a fight. A lot of fights. She couldn't do anything on time. Then she said what I wanted to do was meaningless, just extra busy work. Does this look like meaningless busy work to you? Could a depressed person make this? She points at the stalls.
Shizune gestures around us.
What's really meaningless is a student council that doesn't do anything. Weak, lazy, and boring, especially boring. I couldn't get excited over sitting in a room with nothing to do. It's just a waste of time. Why would I even be there? It didn't get my blood flowing. Arguing with her does that. If she could have been motivated before, she wouldn't have had to put so much dedication into being my enemy. But if she shows that much spirit, it's not a complete loss. At least it's something. It's still exciting.
I see. And what about the badge thing?
Lily doesn't, though. Am I right?
What? Wasn't even listening. She laughs, covering her mouth with her hand as if to hide it. Her laughter is the only thing she regularly tries to hide.
That was just a joke. Having a little fun sometimes is important too.
That like cut so abruptly.
Yeah.
So she just was the whole idea that got Kenji so worked
mad
up
was just like, haha, teehee.
was just her fucking with him.
And it caused him to go down there and scream at her, and she didn't even know.
Yeah, she has the luxury of like not even
She'll
knowing.
never even know.
Oh man, that fucking rocks.
That's funny. The next day, I end up having to hunt around a bit at the start of lunch when I find that my usual vending machine near the dormitory buildings is sold out of my usual favorite canned coffee. The detour takes longer than expected. Things have been so hectic lately that it takes some time for me to register why something smells different as I walk through the school gardens back to the cafeteria. The grass has been freshly mowed. The realization makes me pause and watch for a bit. The odd groups of students chatting or playing around on the glass.
On the glass.
The glass. A couple of teachers conversing on the path ahead makes for a very idyllic scene.
I don't want to say I don't want to say I don't want to say that out loud because then I'm saying that I'm, you know, I just cut this. It's a bad joke.
Okay. Unfortunately, a feeling of imminent dread starts creeping up on me after a while. The feeling that I'm not alone.
Hey, oh wait, hey, goobla goo. Hey, Sal, is that you?
Yeah, it's me. Guess I should be happy it's him and not say a slasher. Kenji begins talking as if he's having a conversation with someone other than me.
Knew it. That haircut is unmistakable. No normal person would have a haircut like that.
Unconsciously, I started touching the back of my head. Once I realize what I'm doing, I feel insulted. Yeah, too surprised to even get indignant about it. Yeah, what are you doing here?
Measuring the temperature. Winter will come soon. It will be too cold for women to go out and have their sex in the city-style power lunches, followed by obstructive human wave formation walks in crowded urban areas.
Put the girls behind him, Steven. Put all the ladies behind him. All the Sex in the
put
City
all
ladies.
The Sex in the City.
Yeah.
And then Mr. Big.
No,
when this happens,
Mr. Big gets nothing.
Mr. Big is also a fucking incel. I guess
he doesn't belong here, and I hate him. Fuck Big. I'm glad he died.
Whoa, alright.
You think Mr. Big and Kenji would get along?
No, I don't.
Dang.
Mr. Big's a fucking asshole, but he's one of those guys that like hates women in a different way, you know?
Uh-huh.
Like he does want to fuck him and he does get ladies, but he just hates them in the way and that he doesn't respect them. He's a different kind of
He
asshole.
wants a trad wife?
He's a different kind of asshole
Okay.
than Kenji.
Yeah, Kenji legitimately is he's so repulsed.
Like he's afraid of women. Big isn't afraid of them. Yeah, so fuck Big. Don't put him behind there. Just the four ladies. Thank you.
Okay.
When this happens, man will be able to walk the streets unfettered once again and reclaim what is his heritage.
Oh.
In order to prepare for that day, I've been eating nothing but pizzas for the past week to store energy.
Hey, that's how it works.
I've eaten 30 Papa John's pizzas.
In 30 days.
The day of reckoning.
The day of reckoning will come.
They don't make them like they used to. The ingredients aren't the same.
Okay. That's what bears do.
So, there's much we can learn from the bear.
I do also agree with that.
Kenji nods, empathetically agreeing with himself.
He's right. We can learn a lot from bears.
Okay, so check this shit out. I was in town today buying milk. They had a new clerk, some hipster girl with a baseball cap with 2 hockey sticks on it. I call her hipster hockey baseball hat girl.
Oh.
I noticed the milk didn't have a price tag, so I told her to get over there and label that milk for future generation.
He was in town today. He must have cut his morning classes. I want to scold him, but his verbal torrent prevents me from getting a word in.
She told me not to bother her because she was sick. Sick! We live in a society.
Put Joker makeup on him.
Yeah, please.
Here, you can't just opt out of human interaction because you're sick. Do you know how much effort it takes me to even get up in the morning? I still do, though, and I got up that morning to go down there and buy milk, not to have my vital questions just brushed aside by some hipster doofus college girl who wears a hockey baseball cap to work indoors. Anyways, I was just trying to uphold the integrity of her products. A milk carton without a price tag. When I see something like that, it just leads to questions. Important questions. It's her job to answer them, damn it. That's the problem with women. They have no sense of duty. I get diarrhea a lot, but you don't see me complaining about it. I soldier on and do what I have to do anyway, because that's what being a man is all about. Even if you have diarrhea, you keep going for the dream of a better tomorrow.
You know, frequent diarrhea is bad.
Screaming about diarrhea on campus.
Maybe you should stop drinking so much milk.
And eating so much pizza. Although milk and pizza would just like clog him up. I don't know why he has so much diarrhea.
I can't do that. It's what allows me to maintain my awesome strength.
Yeah, real strong.
And in this world, a man's strength is the only thing that can't be browbeaten out of him by an increasingly pussy-whipped society. That's why I walk around leaving open jars of olives everywhere. Sometimes just to show that I can.
What?
Do you refrigerate after opening?
What, man? I don't know. That's not important.
That's probably why you have diarrhea. You're eating old, bad olives.
You have to refrigerate after opening. Even elementary school kids know that.
They can't get the jar open in the first place, so it doesn't matter.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It just goes with it. Yeah, okay.
I'm a genius. So.
Fucking Kenji, dude.
He self-assuredly rubs his chin, which is something I imagine scientists did. Till I met Muto and his tremendously let down. And was tremendously.
Anyways, I can't go back to that store again since it's clearly been compromised by bitches. Unless I disguise myself. Maybe change to a different pair of glasses.
That'll do it. That'll do it.
That's the worst disguise ever.
Superman?
That's true. Yeah, he's just...
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I am Kenji.
It's been working flawlessly all these years. I don't even need glasses to see. They're for effect. Also to protect my identity. I'm like Superman.
Worst disguise ever.
Superman!
I'm telling you, when people see my school ID, they can't even recognize me.
Really? Let me see.
I can't do that. I can't go showing my ID around to everyone. It was made long ago. In a different time, I had hippie hair.
Well, I'm trying to imagine that. Kenji
Did he
takes
get
his glasses
radicalized while he was here?
off. So
Yeah.
hippie hair is usually long hair, right? And you're Kenji in the thumbnail with long hair. And what people don't know is Joe cut his hair, and I thought about making it short to match what it looks like now. And I was like, man, that probably looked too much like Kenji. So Joe's
Yeah.
Kenji.
Joe is Kenji.
I'm pre
Pre-radicalized Kenji.
Yeah. I'm like left-wing Alex Jones Kenji.
Oh my god.
Well, I'm trying to imagine that. Kenji takes his glasses off.
Oh my god, is he beautiful?
That'd be funny. He squints as soon as they're off his face, which makes him look even more tired than he already does. He was right, he does look totally different. Kind of like you hadn't slept in years. Not different enough for it to be a good disguise, though. You need more sleep.
Nah.
You look like you need it.
No way. These are the eyes of a man who has seen things. A shaman's eyes. Terrible things that you can't imagine. Like when I made a ship in a bottle and my mom sat on it.
There we go. That's why he hates women. It's always the
There was
mom.
blood. There was blood and shreds of floral print everywhere. That's what life experience is.
Kenji doesn't seem horrified. He seems really handsome. Even though I think this is actually the first thing he told me about himself that could have been legitimately traumatic. He's also talking about 30 degrees to the left, so I guess his blindness is real. I wave a hand in front of him anyway, to little effect.
Man, I hope you realize I'm just joking.
I laugh, pretending that I did. Somehow looking him in the eyes is more difficult than usual.
Oh, because he's beautiful and you're in love?
Ha.
Like giving him this like fucking deep, sultry voice.
No, I love it. This is good. This is good shit.
Want some trivia, Hasao? People with small eyes wear big glasses.
I like that the dialogue kind of goes with it too. He's like somehow poetic and profound. I've read that somewhere. It's because it makes your eyes look less beady.
That's why I wear them. Really? Didn't know that.
He puts his glasses back on, and I feel oddly relieved for a moment until I remember that I still have to deal with him, glasses or not.
Yeah, but without glasses, he just felt more natural.
Well, anyway, this artist girl wanted to paint my portrait once, I think. I had to talk to her like 5 times before she started making sense.
Must have been Rin, I suppose. What'd she look like?
I don't know, a woman with sandals.
I was hoping you'd say something more specific, like she had no arms. Rin does wear sandals, but I feel like the chance of there being another free-spirited female art student wearing sandals besides her is reasonably high.
Yeah, like incredibly high.
Yeah.
I was thinking, sure, someday after I burn all the documentation that I exist, it might be okay to leave a portrait behind so that people can look at it and remember the savior of mankind. They'll need it to model the statue.
Rin would find him fascinating and would want to paint him.
Yeah.
Then I thought about it some more and had to turn her down. It was tempting, but she wanted it for some school thing. It would be displayed. People would ask who I was, only I haven't saved society yet, so it would be pointless. And then if someone recognized me, I'd have to explain myself. That's already a chain of events I don't want to deal with. I don't want to get mixed up in some weird situation. Shit like that always happens. Sticking out is a surefire way to get put on a list.
You are on like 45 lists. Probably.
Yeah.
Like, are you fucking kidding?
That's why I make such a careful effort to blend in with people in my daily life until I can make a move.
Sure. What list?
There's so many lists. So what are you doing here anyways?
Nothing. I kind of got here by accident.
Happens to me all the time. Well, I hope that works out for you. I think I'm going to go back to my dorm room. And I need to set up my TV to record my show.
His stories.
You have TV?
Yeah, you should come over sometime. We can watch the game in high definition.
The Magic the Gathering game. There's like a tournament on.
Yeah, he likes bowling, remember?
Does he?
Yeah.
Yeah, he likes bowling.
Oh,
Manliest sport in the world, remember?
Yeah.
yeah, it's all the balls.
Yeah, manliest sport. He was like trying to decide between like these two outfits.
That's vaguely, I remember that, yeah.
Yeah, it was like the first route we did. Whoops. Before I can ask him what he's talking about, he's gone. He left like he came. Zero respect towards other people. Kind of amazing. Now that Kenji is gone, I resume looking aimlessly at the school gardens in their summer splendor. It's no use. He ruined them for me.
Yeah, sounds about right.
Kind of forgot how I got here.
I feel like talking to Kenji would make your whole day just feel weird for the rest of the day. You'd just be like, what? Did that happen?
This is whiplash.
Yeah. You're just like, oh, keep
Whiplash
looking back
in and
at
out
it.
of reality.
What?
When I get back to the cafeteria, exhausted but alive, I think of eating lunch with Shizune again, but find her sitting at a table with Misha.
Ew, and I can't sit next to Misha. She has cooties.
Ugh. If it were anyone else, I would think how they were too far away from me to hear them. This is Shizune and Misha, however. If I wanted to, I could eavesdrop on their conversation easily. What a dirty thing to think about, but it's there. I don't want to, though. They must have
You can't really eavesdrop on a deaf person's conversation because then you have to look.
Yeah, that's true.
You have to stare at
You have to be a peeping Tom.
They must have had a lot of catching up to do, even if it's only been a few days. I'm inclined to just leave them alone so they can just do that. However, the second they see me, they wave me over.
Yeah, they're your friends. I mean, I hate her, but that's what it is. Hi, Hachan!
Hearing her voice again, even after such a short time apart, is jarring, and I wince.
I wonder if people wince when they hear my voice.
No.
I feel very loud sometimes.
These past few days, I had forgotten that communication with Shizune is almost entirely silent and concentrating on getting it right. I had tuned out even ambient noise. Well, I'll get used to it again. I'm glad she's back.
I'm done making up all my work just in time. I won't have to miss any of the festival.
If they really tried to enforce that, I would pull you out on student council business.
If they really tried to enforce that, you would pull me out on student council business?
That's abuse of power.
Yeah, it is. No, it isn't, Hichan. Shizune says that if there were only 2 student council members overseeing the festival, it would be a problem, wouldn't it? Yeah, definitely. It has to be at the very least 3. It's good for everyone. It's perfectly reasonable. It's necessary.
Shizune leans across the table a bit as Misha delivers her slightly disturbing, militaristic justifications in a childish, bubbly up and down tone. Shizune looks so happy though, tensing her fingers and trying to hold back a laugh as Misha pouts more seriously on her behalf. If you say so. I'm actually happy right now that we can talk so easily to each other, all 3 of us. In the beginning, I thought that I might have found myself in a bad situation. I was sure that Shizune would hate getting saddled with being our tour guide for the new guy. I didn't want to be that kind of burden either. It would be awkward even if she weren't deaf and mute too. Just now, she said that we would all have to be at the festival, the whole student council. I don't think that the student council has any real jurisdiction over to Tanabata. I don't know if I'm saying it right. It's only Shizune's way of saying that she wants us to spend it together. It's nice to have friends. It's a simple thought, but one that makes me genuinely happy. That we could slip into we could slip and slide.
Woo!
Despite the roundabout way in which she said it, I'm glad that Shizune thinks it strongly enough to express it at all.
Why did you wait until we waved you over to come sit with us?
Shaking her fist. A question out of nowhere. Shizune's eyes are expectant as Misha repeats her message. I feel like teasing her. You want me to sit with you that badly?
We're in the student council, so we should sit together as much as possible. It's logic. Anyone jump at the chance to sit with 2 cute girls anyways.
1 cute girl, burn.
She pauses in case I might say something like, you're not that
like
cute.
Hanako.
And instantly lock myself in an obvious no-win situation. When I don't take the bait, Shizune becomes more energetic and continues.
You're abnormal.
That's why we're all here.
Well, I didn't expect her to end it like that. You're too...
Yeah, well, you're deaf.
Yeah, well, you can't hear me, so...
Tries to snap his fingers at her face. Just kind of dumb.
It does nothing.
You're too quick to call other people abnormal, so arrogant.
You're too quick to call other people arrogant. That makes you arrogant, and arrogance is also abnormal. You're double abnormal.
Doesn't work that way, it's a sliding scale. Leaning on her arm, Misha closes her eyes and lets out a low, slow laugh like a chuckle. Please don't laugh.
Don't laugh in this kind of situation.
I notice that Misha signs everything I say to Shizune anyway, even though I'm signing myself. This is redundant. But it's an unconscious action for Misha. On the other hand, I can't stop. If I let myself take it easy and sign less just because Misha is back, then what was all this for? I don't want to risk losing familiarity with how to sign either. My hands are pretty slow to speak. There's a car honking outside. I don't know if it's picking up. The car alarm. That was gone. My hands are pretty slow to speak on behalf of...
Hichan, you and Shichan should talk to each other more now. Back and forth. It's really funny too. Like an old married couple, right? Right. Next time on SUBPARCADE.
Oh no, we're gonna get married.
Two deaf kids got into an argument.
Did it happen in the woods?
Yeah, it happened at like the big two statues, like in the fucking valley in Naruto, where like Sasuke, I don't fucking know what the fucking valley is called. You know fucking Naruto?
No.
I know of Naruto.
Yeah.
I know the run. And he's got a... No, that's the other one. Never mind.
We are fighting, dreamer. Da, 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 da. That's how the theme goes.
Didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Naruto sucks. Bye.
What? You know...
It does.
Okay, well...
I just wanted to piss people off. I don't actually know. Probably sucks though. I don't know.
Yeah, and if you respond in the comments being all angry at Laney, well, guess what? You fell into our fucking trap.
You fell into my trap, and now I get to eat you for breakfast. Ha ha ha.
And now we have...
Now we get to
traction in
fucking
YouTube
eat your
algorithm.
ass for breakfast.
Yeah. You eat asses for breakfast? Yes, I do.
Passing perfection.
Bye bye.
Bye.